After weeks of quarantine, things seem to be slowly easing up. Well, maybe, depending on what country you're in. Right now is probably the best time to reevaluate your current state. And what I mean by that is your current situation. It's the best time to reevaluate and self-reflect on recent times. It could be the one period of time for massive change, whether that be your career or long-term goals. After weeks of quarantine, things seem to be slowly easing up. Well, maybe, depending on what country you're in. Right now is probably the best time to reevaluate your current situation, to reevaluate recent times. As we are self-reflecting, we are experiencing a range of emotions. It's important to discover what brings us joy and what fills our lives with meaning and purpose. We have effectively been given 90 days to overthink, causing us to awaken from whatever slumber we might have been in. So right now, we should have a clearer view of what and who matters. While some people are pursuing passion products that they had been procrastinating on and enjoying this newfound free time, there are a percentage of people who are finding this time difficult. It has thrown people's routines out of sync and it has disrupted any type of order. On a lighter note, being quarantined today is less socially straining than it was a decade ago. With tools such as Skype, Zoom and FaceTime, we are one click away from being connected with loved ones, which hopefully relieves some of the disconnect. In this video, I want to discuss what we can learn from this and some of the good habits that I have developed during this time. Realizations that have come to the forefront of my mind, and I have definitely learned some things about myself. I've never listened to so many podcasts, watched so many tutorials and read so many books in the pursuit of trying to perfect my craft. This has been a time where I've been wired, I've been more consistent with my goals, holding myself more accountable. I think it's very easy to get caught up in the everyday hustle and bustle of life, and the important things can be put aside. So what have I learned? I've learned that I need to appreciate meaningful moments more, spending time with family and loved ones, practicing gratitude and being thankful for every day. By default, we have all spent more time with loved ones than we have intended to do so or not ordinarily would have done before. And this has highlighted the need for family and friends around you. I'm appreciating going for long walks and taking in my surroundings. And this is something that I would have not ordinarily would have done. And because we've been cooped up for so long, taking in your surroundings tastes so much more sweeter. My next habit that I would like to highlight is the ability to reset. Many of us are reflecting on our past behaviours that have led us to the situation right now. And if it's a situation that you hope that you've been in, great. But if it's not, it's time to hit the reset button. The ability to adapt to changing landscapes, such as now, is vital to your progression. And now I'm experiencing now within my own work within videography, I'm finding I'm having to pitch myself to clients in a different manner, and also I'm finding that my editing style needs to be improved as the competition out there is so much more higher. And this means setting some time aside to learn new techniques and improving my workflow to produce work faster. Often change is thrust upon us. If it's unplanned, we don't have a choice but to react to it. And hopefully it doesn't lead to any bad decisions that you may regret. But if you do have the choice to change, you can do it on your terms. If you want something you've never had, you need to be willing to do something you've never done. Thomas Jefferson. I've learned that I need to be mentally and physically active, maintaining some sort of routine. We've all had to adapt or change our current routines, and for me, this is an essential part of maintaining my sanity. And I'll be honest, I have good days and bad days, and the bad days is usually when I haven't followed through with my exercise, leading me to have low energy and not want to follow through with my tasks. And as we are sat at home, distractions are prevalent and it's easy to veer off course. I've also learnt to consume consciously. I have intentionally curbed my consumption of news. Whilst it's important to stay tuned in time to time, constantly staying tuned in will not pay you any favours in the long run. It won't change in the next 2 hours or so, and it's fairly consistent. Remember, these news outlets are crafted in a way to keep us on tenterhooks. They do so by feeding into our fears and uncertainty that we're all feeling. During the first week of quarantine, I consumed so much news that I was saturated in statistics and conspiracy theories. So much that I was left in information coma, so heavy it made me feel overwhelmed. So I did a hard reset and I decided I'm not going to watch the news anymore. I'm also consciously consuming on what I buy, whether it's subscriptions or material goods. There are things that I have been totally fine without. Dinners out, clothing, coffee. Being at home has allowed me to start managing my personal finances better. I've trimmed back my spending and inadvertently I've realised there are things that I do not need. While it's understandable to experience quarantine fatigue during this time, take care not to let it lead to bad decisions and concentrate on the positive that can be pulled from this. Do you know what happens when your normal comforts are ripped away? You adapt, you change, you learn, you grow. It has been and still is undoubtedly a trying time that many of us have never experienced. But I'm sure some of us have learned a great deal about ourselves. If anything, we are fiercely resilient and adaptable. And when we go back to normal, not that there will be a normal that we remember, it's important to learn from lessons during this time. Most of us have learnt the hard way, but it's still a lesson learned. Anyways guys, that's the end of the video. If you have any comments or suggestions or any feedback, I really want to hear from you guys. Please comment below. Please smash that like button and subscribe if you want to see any more videos like this. And I'll see you guys in another one. Hopefully I'll have my beard cut by then. This quarantine beard will have gone by now. Thank God. I'm sick of doing videos with this hat on. But anyways guys, I'll see you in the next one. It's been great. Bye bye.